What's going on, my people? Yo, it's your main guy CBK, and this is just a quick update. Well, do you know what? It's an overview of the weekly AMA in the Strong Telegram. All right. Now I'm gonna make it my duty to be on these AMAs because some of the things that's actually coming out from Strong, I'm bullish. I'm extremely bullish. In the last AMA, they were talking about creating their own blockchain, which they already have the capabilities of doing. If you watch my, I don't know, probably third video where I was actually encouraging people to check out one of the early videos from Strongblock, and they was, you know, that he was walking. David, no, so it wasn't David. It was one of David's partners was walking through how to create an actual blockchain with a token attached to it, right? So he's walking him through the whole process, and I'm talking about, look, coming from a coder, you know, like myself, if I was going to create a whole blockchain, it could take me by myself, could take me like 3 months. You know, I mean, first I'll have to research, and then I'll have to, you know, obviously have a Y map of exactly how I want things to function and what it is that I want it to do. And then the whole tokenomics and everything else. But this whole process, when, I mean, the actual person, I can't remember his name, but if you go back in the video, I actually, you know, so tell you who he is, right? The whole thing could take 10 minutes. And I was like, wow, 10 minutes, you can have your own blockchain and have your own token connected to it and your way. You can just start, you know, doing whatever you want to do. The back end is done. You can now create the front end to connect with the back end, and you've got a product, you've got a service. Yeah. All right. Anyway, so this is it. Look, Strong. So basically, these are questions that people are asking him. I'm not going to go through them all, but I'm going to look for some of the more interesting ones, and you know, and just see what we've got coming, man. All right. So here we go. First question. Fractional node ownership. Couldn't this be done through an update in the app where people contributing to a node would just have their associated addresses and of Strong contributed logged by the app? Then they would get that percent of rewards based on their contribution. Then David answers, simple, easy to participate, interesting approach, and something we're considering. We haven't yet applied that approach to nodes, but it's essentially a pool. That's what we're doing with the ETH 2.0 pool, except with staking. You stake Strong. Okay, all right, so you stake Strong, and you get to receive rewards in ETH 2.0 or ETH. Yeah, have to wait and see, man. All right. Over time, to get a weighted percentage of your Strong and time over the total Strong and time. Huh? Right. Over time, let me start from the top. Right. Simple, easy to participate, interesting approach, and something we're considering. We haven't yet applied the approach to nodes, but it's essentially a pool. That's what we're doing. And with the ETH 2.0 pool, except with staking, you stake Strong. Over time, to get a weighted percentage of your Strong and time over total Strong and time. Okay, for fractional, full, and validator nodes, that's essentially the approach we'll be taking. First, we needed to rework the service contract to allow for different kinds of nodes contributing and rewards. Fractional is the next step after that, but is already in development. All right, so second question. Will Strong be a validator on FTM and Matic? While our goal is to be a validator on every chain we support, it's not always possible. In the case of Polygon and Matic, when we first spoke with them, they were increasing the number of validators, but not by much. The total now is 100. Okay. Then he says, we petitioned to be one of the new ones, but they added very few, and there were groups ahead of us in line. We are on the list if they expand beyond 100. Right, so Okay, so that's basically that. For FTM, being a validator is more likely. So for FTM, being a validator is more likely. Okay, if we are a validator for a chain like we are for deeper VPN, that is, we'll either have fractional ownership and or create a pool where where we'll put the rewards after our costs. We're pledging to cap our costs to 10% of the rewards. All right. Okay. So 10% of the rewards. So that's basically if we are a validator of a chain like we are for deeper VPN, we'll either have fractional ownership and or create a pool where we'll put the rewards after our costs. We're pledging to cap our costs at 10% of the rewards. Okay, all right, makes sense. Question: any thoughts or ideas with protocols to support the metaverse worlds with nodes? That'll be big. That'll be absolutely big. Oh my god! And here we go. Yes, nodes and validators on the games and metaverse worlds is definitely fits in with our supporting decentralized infrastructure. Oh my days. And you guys know what metaverse is going to be, man. That's going to be massive. All right, question. David, are there plans to implement strong nodes to help Arbitrum network? And that's a good one. Answer. Yes, we want to work with Arbitrum. We are big fans. We have not had talks with them yet, so I suppose that could be added to the pipeline of things for them to do. Right, has David thought about building state channels on Constellation Networks? Hypergraph is a layer 0 directed acyclic graph designed to securely transport all world's data. DAG. Right, and he says we've only briefly looked into HGTP. The goal is to support any chain that needs decentralized infrastructure support. We're gearing up to add more chains, EVM and non-EVM compatible, after Service 2 is launched and established. Now, Service 2, I believe, is going to be launched probably the early part of 2022. There was some stuff in the last AMA that he spoke about, which is going to be hopefully be launched by the end of this year, right? And I say hopefully because obviously you don't, some people, they say, yeah, we're going to be able to do this and do that, and we're going to be doing all these things that they say they're going to be doing. But the truth is, until it's actually materialized, yeah, we just have to say hopefully, all right? Anyway, let's move on. Will Strongblock be offering an NFT below bronze that allows access purely to Service 2? And that's a good question. As I've mentioned before, we have a new NFT system plan that will involve staking and earning. Most of the NFTs in the system will have less power than bronze. Some will also have a time cap, say 30 days of use, then it gets burnt. Okay. Which means you have to keep replenishing. 30 days of use, then it gets burnt. That's interesting, isn't it? So once you bought that NFT, you'll have it for 30 days. So what does that do? It boosts up your earning, and then after that it gets burnt. Need some clarifications on that. Maybe it goes a bit further. Basically, non-metal NFT availability will expand, but the bronze, silver, gold and platinum will always have a fixed supply. Right. So, you know what, guys? Sometimes I think it's probably worth trying to get hold of some of these old bronze, silver or gold if you can. Yeah? Because it sounds like they're the foundation, so they will just remain possibly infinite. Whereas some of the new ones might have a time limit and they get burnt after a while. I don't know. We need some more clarification on that. I would have asked him to expand on what he means by them burning. Yeah? But I wasn't on there. Anyway, next question. Understand that right now most protocols and chains are not willing to pay much for nodes. Since Strongblock is known for its node as a service model, do you foresee node as a service to bring in significant revenue and become the largest revenue contribution for Strongblock in the near future? We originally hoped for significant revenue from full nodes, yet we're very aware that in most chains, full nodes don't get a lot of respect and few to zero rewards. That's why we set up our reward system. In many cases, it's difficult for a chain once it's live to add a full node rewards model, like validator rewards. It needs to be baked in from the start. So on some chains, we have arranged to get token grants. Will also be a validator where possible on those chains and share 90% of the rewards with the community. I mean, it's 90%. Do you know what I mean? There's no, you can't say that he's not actually just giving you the bulk, or giving us the bulk of the actual rewards here. But it depends on how much the rewards are. But yeah, we'll see. But ultimately, we've come to the conclusion that we need to show people how it's done by creating a chain and ecosystem where there are rewards, not just participation trophies for supporting the network, and you won't have to be a whale to participate. And we all like the sound of that. Right. So, question. When the Service 2 contract is come out, will it replace the current contract, or is it an additional contract and both are running simultaneously? That's a very good question. Or rewards will go down eventually with the start with the new contract. Do I need an NFT to work, create new ETH1 node? All right. Very, very good question. It sounds like there's a couple of questions in there. Right. The Service 2 contract, which goes out for audit early next week, okay, the week of November the 15th, which is tomorrow, guys, Monday, will run in parallel with Service 1, at least at first. Service 2 has a lot more flexibility to handle different rewards models for each protocol. Okay, so Service 2 will start off with Matic and FTM, and others will be added. Most of the new features will be added to Service 2. Right, so all the new projects they're going to be bringing on won't be coming on, by the sounds of it, to Service 1, which is what we're currently on at the moment. They're going to be going on to Service 2. But then, I suppose, because I'm sure in the last AMA he said there's a possibility of creating a new token. Now, if he's going to be creating a new token, that would literally devastate the strong token that we have right now, because people will be selling to migrate into the Service 2, which is going to have all the other blockchains on there. So I'm sure he's not going to do that, because there's a lot of people who literally will get burnt in that process. And I'm confident that's not what I'm putting out there, right? So I'm not saying that this is what he might do, right? I doubt it, because I'm sure he's not that stupid. He knows that he would literally devastate the Service 1 strong nodes and strong tokens that's actually existing right now. But, it's interesting. We'll have to see how he's going to play. And he goes on to say, for Polygon, I have mentioned previously, all metal NFTs will be listed for creating Polygon nodes at first. After that, you will not need an NFT to create a Polygon node. There will be similar pilots for each new node protocol that's added. Okay. What are you guys planning to do on the ETH gas fees issue? It's really getting out of hand right now. Listen, I'm telling you. All right, so this is what he says. We know gas has gotten expensive again. For now, where we are. Okay. On the on the Ethereum mainnet. In the future, we will be on a different chain, most likely our own. Exactly, and that was something that he mentioned in the last AMA, that they're actually looking to build up their own blockchain, right? Which means that, And this is where the other token comes into place. Yeah. So I suppose if he does it in a sense where obviously there's going to be more tokens, right? Which are naturally, obviously, if I can't remember how many. Let me have a quick little look. Let me just see how many strong there are right now, right? And so, look, I said it wasn't going to go below 700, but it's looking that way, isn't it? Right, so how many are there right now, right? So 138,269. And that's granted that this is actually the true thing. So let me just actually go into Etherscan. This will give me, right, max total supply 10 million. So that's what I'm looking at. That's what I can see. 10 million, right? Sorry, wrong one. So 10 million. Now, obviously, that's a low number, right? So if he's going to create another token, it's going to be more than 10 million, right? Which means the price of each token will not be as high as this. But then if you're being rewarded more of those tokens, it will level out or be as equal to what you're earning now anyway, right? So whatever you know, if you got 100 nodes, you got 10 nodes, you got 6, yeah? Whatever those 6 nodes are making you in terms of, you know, token price currently, then you will get that same amount, because the distribution will, instead of it being 0.1, it might be 0.6 to differentiate for the difference, yeah? It might be. Who knows? He might go down that route. I'm just saying. Yeah, it would be nice, wouldn't it? There will be similar pilots for each new node protocol that's added. Right. So this is very interesting. Very, very interesting. Right. And we have to basically look and see how he's going to play that. What are you guys planning to do on the Oh, sorry. That was that. Let me just go back here. All right, so let me just read it again. So we know gas has gotten that expensive again for now, and where were we are? Where were we are? I'm trying to get my head around that. Where were we are on the Ethereum mainnet? Where were we are on the Ethereum mainnet? In the future, we will be on a different chain, most likely our own. That the community can participate in all parts of the chain with much lower gas fees. And I'm sure we're all happy to hear that anyway. Right? As long as the tokenomics and people ain't gonna get crushed. Do you know what I mean? Some of the late people that got into this project, like myself and some other people, you know what I mean? I'm sure a lot of the guys in the Discord group is saying, yep, I'm one of them too. Right? As long as we ain't getting crushed in the process and you're just carrying us both, you know, service 1 and service 2, right? Then I think we'll be all right. We can get through this tough time, David. All right? Let's work together, man, as a team. All right, strong question. In the last AMA, it was said that strong could be related to ISO, whatever, currencies. We know that in addition to XRP, and believe me, that's a standard. The ISO is actually a standard. It's just that, whatever. Anyway, we know that in addition to XRP, XDC is also part of ISO 222, right? Whatever. Currencies. The question is, can Strong adopt XDC as one of the protocols or beneficially use the XinFin network? Okay, so the answer, we didn't say that Strong would be related to those currencies. Instead, we discussed that the Strongblock protocol could support ISO 222, just call it, right? I know that's not what it is, but anyway, whatever. It's something that we'd be doing in 2022 at the earliest. Okay, all right. Moving to another chain, seeking cheaper gas has many factors to consider, not just cheap gas. We have not been in contact with XDC people. We're open to talking with any group that works to support decentralized infrastructure. Okay, brilliant. Could you ask if we can see Strong on crypto.com exchange? And And he answered, I'm not certain if that will happen, but won't rule it out. You see, the thing is, with a lot of these exchanges, right, you know, this is a decentralized project that is going on to a centralized project. You know, in one of the AMAs, someone asked whether they're going to go into Binance, right? Now, I'm not saying that Binance doesn't have their own decentralized arm, because they do. That's what PancakeSwap and, you know. But the fact of the matter is you really, you know, a lot of projects, a lot of exchanges that are centralized, they've got a lot of red tape, what they can, you know, and how they can maneuver around decentralization. So sometimes mixing the two, you know, it's not as straightforward as you would think. They got onto KuCoin, so, you know, and KuCoin, I believe, is one of the third or fourth largest exchanges, apparently, someone said. So, yeah. Anyway, so David, please update on fractionalization timeline. Fractionalization of full nodes and validators in the works. The first you'll be able to participate that will be the ETH 2.0 pool, where rewards will come from SB running a minimum of 32 ETH. Sorry guys, a minimum of 32 ETH nodes. First time we've said that out loud. So Strongblock running a minimum of 32 ETH nodes, and first time we've said that out loud. Alright, so that's fresh off the press as of Saturday when this was actually released. Alright, your staking Strong will get you a share of ETH rewards, and this is exactly what I was thinking. So you stake your Strong, you get ETH. When the ETH 2.0 network switches to POS and starts rewarding its validator nodes. So that's so when proof of stake actually starts. So cool. All right. And he goes on to say, so that's the validator pool approach. The second approach is to have multiple different wallets all have functional ownership of a full node or validator node that's in the queue for early 2022. Alright, any plan on offering different NFTs with different utility in the future? I explained that above, but this gives me a chance to say that the current metal NFT will have expanded capabilities in the future as well. And the new non-metal NFTs, sorry guys, and the new non-metal NFTs will have different kinds of capabilities, including duration, etc. Okay, right. So much cool stuff is being brewed up in the Strongblock laboratory. Sounds like it. So it really does. All right. Please explain the DK system. Now, this is something, guys, which is gonna be a love-hate for a lot of people. Right? Now, based on what I believe I heard, the DK system will be for those who maybe, you know, got 200 nodes or 150 nodes, right? So a lot of those, and this is the early starters, yeah. It sounds like some of the older nodes that they have, their rewards will decrease over time. But if they keep creating new nodes, then those nodes, the new nodes, will pay out maybe a little bit more than just your 0.1 strong per day, because new nodes will get rewarded more than older nodes. And then obviously one of the questions was, well, if you're paying for all these nodes in terms of your service fees, yeah, why pay for something when it's decreasing in a thing? Well, if you notice on the actual website, it actually says, you know, if you don't pay within 30 days, then those nodes go away anyway, right? So if you feel that these nodes that you're paying for is not bringing in value, then you let them baby die. You know what I mean? They will die after 30 days. All right. So the fact really is, I suppose what's happening is, you know, rather than people just having a continuous 200 nodes, it's going to force people to keep reinvesting as well as earning, but you're going to keep reinvesting, keep buying more, and then letting those nodes die off. I'm not sure what happened with the strong once those die off. Maybe they get recycled back into the total supply, so it keeps a fresh supply of strong there that keeps recycling back into the system. To me, that sounds good. Right? I know, so I can hear some of the old guys saying, nah, and I understand. I mean, if you was in this thing from early, but you also got to understand, I mean, you've been eating well. Do you know what I mean? You've been eating well. He's given some of the early investors, a good run for their money, especially comparing the fact of what price you bought those strongs at. So for the guys that's coming in on the 5, 6, 7, 800 per strong token, to give them a little run, I suppose what he's saying is, well, look, it will help out the later guys that's in the project. Yeah, they're still it will take them a hell of a long time to get up to that 100 nodes anyway, right? So the fact of the matter is, it just simply means that everybody's getting, a fair share of the rewards now as we move into service 2, right? Plus, it also means that it will keep the longevity of strong going. But anyway, this is just what I'm saying. Let David answer this, right? So let me just go back to it, right? So yeah, so question is again, please explain the DK system, all right? Okay. Oh snap! What did I do? Did I really? Here it is. Don't want to do that, do we? Alright. He says, simply, in a DK-based reward system, the rewards drop slightly over time. So that's exactly what I said. Right? Now, how long, how fast? That's yet to be seen. Okay. And you notice, the answer is kept short and sweet. Because no one really wants to ruffle anyone's cage, man, especially those who's been living the good life from strong, right? But I'm sure even if they was really to step back and just say, well, look, at the end of the day, as a business, they got to make business decisions, and the longevity is the number one thing really that David is looking at. Yeah, so he's looking at the longevity. Yeah, he wants to steady the price of strong. So whether it's going to steady at 6, 7, 800 or $1,000, he wants it to have a nice. You don't want sharp rises, big sells, sharp buys, big sells. It looks too erratic, and especially if he's looking to go onto other exchanges, they're looking at things like that, right? They're looking at the tokenomics, they're looking on the price movements and everything else. From a trading perspective, that's brilliant. But the reality is, you want slow gains and slow declines over preferably over a longer period of time than just in a couple of hours or a couple of days. You know what I mean? All right. So that's my 2 pence in there, right? Since there is no cap on the amount of nodes and protocols Strongblock will be supporting, when Strong gets to let's say, for example, 500k, 1 million plus nodes and 10 plus different protocols, what is Strongblock doing to environmental help produce less carbon as they increase more nodes? Oh. Alright, well, I suppose everyone has their own views on that. Environmental concerns are a crucial part of what we're doing. That's one of the reasons we want to build a new low gas, low environment impact, secure, decentralized chain. Perfect. All right. So that answers that. Question. Where can compromised wallets move nodes to different? Brilliant question. Let me read it again. When can compromised wallets move nodes to different wallet? Right. After Service 2 is launched, we'll be introducing... Harry, trust or Harry? Right. I'll be back in a sec. All right, peeps. Yeah, so I just had to take a quick call. So, right, so where are we? Sorry. I'm not going to go through this all. You guys can actually go on to the actual the person who posts it, and his name is Bacon ESQ, which I think is Bacon Esquire. Right, and if you stroll down, he actually posts up the actual AMA information there. But I'll go through another couple questions, and then you guys can go through the rest. Right, so here we go. When can so this is actually a good one. When can compromised wallets move nodes to different wallet? Because this is something which we all need to be doing. We need to get this stuff off of, you know, whether you're on Trust Wallet or MetaMask or whatever, and it needs to be completely on a cold storage wallet. Yeah, a Trezor or any one of those ones. Yeah, I think SafePal might do it as well. I'm not sure, but anyway. Right, so here's the answer to that. After Service 2 is launched, we'll be introducing the means to migrate from Service 1 to S2 to the same or a new wallet. That is beautiful. And it kind of answers what I was actually thinking earlier when I was saying, you know, there might be a way in which he's going to transfer the value of what we have, you know, 100 nodes, 10 nodes, whatever you got, and transfer it onto the Service 2. So you carry the value over and the tokenomics and your nodes and everything else. And then we're now on Service 2, which I think is getting released this year. I mean, it could be, right? So this is all new stuff, which means once it's gone past its audit, and it passes its audit, hopefully it does, first time around, yeah, with no bugs or no holes and everything else, then we know that we're now, you know, going to have a seamless transition from Service 1 to Service 2. So and at that point, guys, yeah, team, everybody in the Discord group that's actually a part of this, make sure you get that baby onto a Ledger or Trezor. Yeah, no two ways about that. Make sure that baby's on that. That's the first thing you do. Anyway, all right, so yeah, so after Service 2 is launched, we'll be introducing the means to migrate from Service 1 to Service 2 to the same or new wallet. Again, if your wallet has been compromised, the person who did it, shame on them, would have the ability to do that as well. So guys, look, man, remember what I said to you? Those who haven't watched my you know, how to keep yourself secure, I might have to make some more videos on how you can secure yourself, right? Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. You got me talking like I'm from up one of the shires. Just do it. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, you don't want to be playing games with this. Yeah, this is your livelihood, right? Okay. Then he moves on to say, so we're looking at other safeguards for mitigation, all right? And I'm going to round this one down to the last question, guys. So, forecast for Strong Chain. And he says, the forecast for Strong Chain is sunny and clear and next year. I like that. I like that. Okay, right? So, would we be able to add protocols like and Klima to the rewards pools, put that ETH to work? What? Yes. So the Omis and the Kleems, listen, for you guys that didn't get into Klima, I don't know what you was waiting on. Listen, the price actually dipped down to a really good amount. Obviously, all your Omis out there, you're hanging tight, man. Omi's looking strong. And Klima, Klima's doing some stuff, man. All right, so don't sit back on Klima. All right, not financial advice though. All right, let me read the last one. All right, here we go. I think that is there still another protocol announcement before Polygon goes live? Was mentioned a couple AMAs ago, right? And then he goes and say, we're in discussions with several protocols for this. One of the reasons we're slowed down a bit is that we found it's important to be able to participate more fully in the protocol. So if we can't be a validator to supplement rewards, it lowers the chain in our priority list. Makes sense. All right. Last one. Our original ETH 1.0 nodes that exist today subject to deflationary mechanisms, or will they be grandfathered in and fixed at current rates? Any benefits to having those prior to the service contract too? And that's a good question. We haven't added any deflationary mechanism to ETH 1.0 nodes. That is not to say that they will forever be at a fixed reward rate. The goal is to move toward a more sustainable model for the community. Just like I said. So it's likely you'll want to migrate your ETH1 nodes to nodes at some point. All right. Look, again, it just makes sense. You see, anyway, we have to wait and see. I don't want to be saying things just for the sake of saying it. We'll see, man. We'll see. How many more announcements of the official protocol that Strong will be partnering with can we expect to hear before the end of 2021? I answered that earlier. We'd like to announce several, but they are to support our community while we support theirs, or it's not fair to our community. All right. And I think, do you know what? I think, guys, are you still considering making an NFT? You know what? You can read that. So that's where you start off. You start off here. Are you still considering making an NFT? Let me just see if there's any. If there's loads more. There is still a fair amount. I did say I'm not going to read them all, right? But you know, yo. And let me just see what. After that, we're just about ready to launch. There will be a Medium post as well as information on the app to explain how it will work. Okay, so that's probably... and they're going with Certic. Certic's pretty much... And Hacken. Oh, man, come on, man. Come on. Hacken and Certic. Two of the pretty much biggest players you can have. Certic that does audits, and Hacken. You know, so... what's up? What's up, guys? Strong is looking strong. The sustainability, listen, that was in the back of my mind. How are they going to sustain? You got some big boys with like 200 nodes, 300 nodes, and you know, if they all sell at one go, what's just going to tank the price? But you know what, in the last AMA, he actually said there's more coming in there than there are going out. And there's no thoughts of halvening for now. Or maybe ever. So let me tell you something. Strong is still strong. Let me repeat that. I said strong is still strong. So all you guys that are sitting on the wayside, you know, throwing FUD, saying it's a scam, saying this, saying that, at the end of the day, you know what, let me tell you something. Some people's calling it a Ponzi and this, that, that, but let me tell you something. It's a business model that's using the money that is circulating around to keep everybody happy. And so far, it's making a lot of people happy. All right? Now, a lot of people may not be as happy when they hear about, you know, there is going to, you know, some of their older nodes are going to decrease in what they're earning over time. But come on, man. That node is probably taking you over a year, 2 years, maybe, some of you, right? We got to make sure that everybody's eating from this table, right? Not just the 12 disciples. Anyway, I've been your boy, man. I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Peace. I'm out.